I have a race between my Facebook and YouTube. I have my they both have the same amount of views. Nothing. No, I had my tubes tied. My YouTube's tied. Yeah, when you don't rely on clicks, you kind of have a better life. I used to all my life was about ratings. Who was the number one, who got the most people, highest score, the SAT score. Everything is a rating. All your life, it's somebody is rating you. I mean, it's a wonder my mother didn't have a chart on the refrigerator. She did hide the good food in. When I was overweight and I was a kid, it just reminded me of it. My mother used to put a picture of a fat guy in the refrigerator. So when I opened the door, I would see this big, fat, 300-pound guy in there, and it was supposed to encourage me to diet. So I put it behind the milk. But my picture was on the milk because they wanted me to go. Hey, this is it. When you're a dysfunctional family, they're not semi-dysfunctional. It's all the way, all or nothing. But this is different right now. It's very different. I would never do that to my children. I would just do what a mother did in Miami yesterday, put the kid in the refrigerator. Can you imagine that? I mean, what are we doing? We read the police blotter for news. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I did on the YouTube my initial dropping. Everybody's is an initial dropper. I watched SNL, and I have AT&T, and I had the J&J. I had my OJ this morning. The J&J is the vaccine, if you have a lawyer, my M&M. I was eating my M&Ms this morning, my 2 lawyers, chewing them up. How do they have all this money to advertise? You know how? Because they're the guys who go after all the insurance companies that we pay so that they could buy ads that we don't need. What am I paying Geico for? I pay them every single month, and for years I pay them, and they go and advertise on television. For what? Like I'm going to go and see the ad and then buy another policy? Is that it? It's so much of this is just to make the stockholders happy. It's a beauty treatment. You put something on the air and make everybody smile. Tomorrow's a Greek Easter. It's May 1st today, incidentally, if you're marking it on your calendar. May Day, May Day, May Day. And on Greek Easter is tomorrow, Easter Sunday, Orthodox Greeks, so there'll be no gyros for you. And I'll tell you that the important thing that we are celebrating today is what they are not going to have at church tomorrow, a critical mass. People are there with the bikes. Yesterday was the NFL draft. I don't like that word draft. I mean, I'm at that age, Korea, Vietnam. I don't want to hear the word draft. I don't care if you put NFL in front of it. There's another initial, NFL. What is that? National Football League. What's the NAB? National Association of Idiots or Broadcasters. And NBA. That's what the end. Everybody's on an initial trip, and if you come to this country and you don't know the language, and you start hearing all these initials, you're going to say, "What the hell are they talking about? I have no clue. I have no idea." And you're never going to have a clue because you can't figure anything out from initials. You have to go extremely in depth with the American language. You got to realize slang. Even the bird is trying to get in the picture now. But we have a great life. When you're in Florida and you can go out and you don't have to wear a mask and you can go and eat and meet people in public without fear. We're doing that right now, but I don't know how safe it is. I see too many people that are careless, and I don't want to be one of those guys. I know I won't be on the respirator because I have the J&J, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to weather the storm here. Incidentally, speaking of the birds, the birds and the bees, Einstein says that when the bees are disappearing, you're in trouble as a planet. And I see that's happening right now, And you know what else is disappearing? Speaking of the foul friends here, is chicken. They say there's a chicken shortage. Not at McDonald's, there's not. Of course, they use those fake chickens, right? What is that? Is that just styrofoam that they squeeze together, or wood chips? And fry them up. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But they have a chicken shortage at the ranch in Delmarva. That's where Purdue is. Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. There's initials. See, Delmarva, and that's where the chickens roost. If you drive through there, it smells like hell. You'll never want to eat chicken again. You know, when you drive through that territory, or a flock of seagulls, which is another one of my favorite groups. But you know, we have to behave. You know, we gotta take care of the wildlife on the planet. That's why I live with my ex-wife. You know, this is what you got to do. You got to take care of all the things that you have abused earlier in life, and then you get back together again and make amends, and nobody ever trusts you again anyway. Can you imagine having this political election again that we just went through for this whole year? Can you imagine doing this again? Someone found a way that we have to do this again. Man, I would have to. This would be the day that I would join Elon Musk. Who's going to the Mars? Which one of these ultra rich guys? Every time they don't like something here, they go to another planet. I'm lucky. I leave town. You know, Amtrak has a halfway. There's 50th year celebration, so they're selling half price seats right now, or is it half seats? Is that an initial, Amtrak? Yes, it is. When I was on AM radio, the AM track. No, I guess that's a bad pun. But you know, when you sit in the train now, they have you have to wear masks. They have Wi-Fi, and you have all of this cleanliness going on around you. You know, and you can sit in the dining car if you can stand that food. You may need to go back to prison. I don't know. See, prison to me is kind of like, it looks like it's going to be a good resort these days. The way they're treating cops, I think a prison looks like a spa. You know, I mean, I may want to do some time. It's a Reynolds Wrap.